Hi, people. Welcome to your channel Dream for Journey with Arpita. And today I'm going to talk about how you go ahead with the sale, like how a normal phone call or a chat converts into a sale or a no sale. So, how step by step the booking is made for a customer, or how step by step you lose out on the sale with the customer, right? So, we are going to talk about that. So, before we begin, I'm going to share two parts of the same conversation, okay? Like the conversation that I had with the client, one that worked, one that I could close a sale, and the second time where the sale did not close. So it's not about my example, but it's just about, like I mentioned, that I also, help people who are here on the platform. So exact same thing, but two different outcomes. So let's begin. So same conversation, same setup, same customer, just that one could close the deal, the other could not. Now, why? Why was it that one turned into a booking and the difference, and the second one did not? And you know what? The difference is actually quite smaller than you think. And when I'll tell you, you will not even realize that there is a mistake. But that is what I'm going to talk about, because these are the small things that literally help for somebody to achieve success and to make that fruitful booking for a customer. Now, there is no script, because sales does not come with any script. Sales doesn't come with any tricks as well. It's just the small moments. If you actually pay attention to these small moments, the outcome quietly changes. And when I say outcome quietly changes, it means that you either have a positive outcome or a negative outcome, depending on how have you treated that particular small conversation with the customer. So let's say normal start. Okay. Now this is the thing. This is the time that you've got the booking. Maybe with an incoming call, or maybe with a bonus queue lead, or maybe some leads that your mentors would have assigned you, or maybe a direct call X Y Z. So let's just assume that there is a lead. Right now you got a text message, or maybe an email, or maybe a WhatsApp conversation with the client. Customer says, "Hi, I'm looking for a flights for Dubai." That's the customer. That's the information. Now, this is the first conversation where the booking actually happened. So I'll show you how the step by step how it went through. Okay. Now, as soon as you got this, you would say, "Oh, hi. I'm happy to help you. Could you share your travel dates and, of course, your departure city? Your arrival city, because he's already said that. Departure city, because he's already said that he's looking the flights for Dubai. That means he has to depart from somewhere. So you will genuinely ask all the information that would help you to make an itinerary for the customer. Okay. Now, everything is just the same. Like I said, everything starts the same. Nothing special yet. Customer has called you. He's asked for something. You are ready to help, and you've asked for all more details. Okay. Now, the second thing is, what you would do is you would ask for preferences. Like you would share two, three options. When you say preferences, you would ask the customer, I would really love to help you. If you can let me know what kind of carrier or airline are you preferring to travel with? Do you have any, particular thing about the luggage, whether you need one check-in bag, two check-in bag, or maybe you just need the carry-on or whatever. So you would, basically ask all sorts of preferences to the customer. Okay. Once you've asked all sets of preferences, then you will ask about the longer haul flight, the shorter haul flight, whether he's looking for a direct flight, one stop flight, two stop flight, if it's going from Canada. So is it okay if the flight goes via the United States? So all of these things which you are going to learn in the training, you will be applying all of these things, and then you'll be asking all the preferences from the customer. Now, you have shared all the options as per his preferences. Okay. Now, the customer has told you that I'm not sure which option is better. Now, please understand. Now, this is your call. Now, this is the first moment that would decide everything, whether you are going to make a sale here or you're going to just go without the sale. So, this particular moment is going to decide everything for this particular customer. Now, from here on, whatever you tell, every word that you tell to the customer, or everything, every option that you discuss with him, is going to either convert or it's not going to convert. So you have to be quite mindful of what exactly are you going to talk to the client. Okay. So now basically, and just like that, once you have done all of these things, you would see everything has just converted. So when you say the customer has said that, I don't know which option is better, you would then start guiding the conversation, where you would say, I think based on your preferences, I would suggest option one is far better, because it has shorter connections. It is, really a good flight. It has got 2 check-in bags. It's one of the best airlines like Emirates that you're traveling with. And also it gives you, early check-in, seat selection as well. Depending on, please, all of these information that you pass on to the customer, make sure that you are thorough with that information, because any information that you speak, and if you're not sure about it, and if if you're caught off guard because that information is not there, then you will be paying a huge price. So it's better always re-verify the information before giving it to the customer. And that's where you will immediately ask him, would you like me to proceed? Like I mentioned earlier also, you have to ask for a sale every now and then. You have to ask for a deal. You have to ask for a closure. And then, now you see here, you did not add any information from your own. Okay, you just gave what the customer exactly wanted in a better way. You tried to help him out, you tried to give him a clarity, you made a decision smoother for him. You just guided the conversation. You did not tell him to decide, because the minute if you would have asked him to decide on himself, you would have lost this customer. So what, the only thing that you did was you removed the confusion from the customer's mind. The minute the confusion was removed, he was okay to pay for the ticket, give you his business, and get going from there. This is how the sale usually goes. Now, let's say this is the first thing. But after this also, the customer says, you know what, I think the price is more expensive. Because usually when you're doing a sale, you would always have 2 to 3 scenarios where the customer is objecting, and you need to overcome that. Now, this is one of the most, most said scenario. Price is expensive. Reason being, almost 99% of the customers would want something more cheaper. No matter whatever you give, even if you give them a $400 ticket, they would say, can you get me something $350? So they are going to ask. It's their right to ask. But that is where your second thing lies, which is, this is expensive, I will come back later, or I will decide later, or I'll ask my wife and I'll come back. Now, what you have to do here is, again, if you are leading the conversation in his hand, like if you tell him, okay, fine, you can decide and you can get back to me or whatever, what would happen is, this customer, you will lose out, because he will ghost you. Then once the phone is down, he is going to ghost you. So what better you could do is, you could say, I understand, of course, the prices are fluctuating, and this is something that I've been telling you in my other 2-3 videos as well, because this is exactly what we do. Because we tell them that why the prices are expensive right now, with all the global economic situation that you see. Fuel prices are up, oil prices are high, there are many airports which are shut because the planes can't take off from there. So that is the reason you have limited amount of flights, plus you do not want the flights to go via the US. So you need to add more reasons for the customer to believe that yes, the price is going to be an expensive affair, and if he doesn't book it today, it is still going to be an expensive tomorrow also. But whilst telling this, you have to be very sure that you are not pushing him towards closing the deal. You are just letting him know, you're just asking him to make an informed decision. That is where the difference lies. Understand one thing, if you try to push the customer a lot, the customer is anyway lost. So do not push the customer, rather just help him make an informed decision. Now, what would happen here is, by doing all of this, you are not defending that why the price is high, or yes, the price is high, or whatever. You are just letting him know of why a certain thing that he's seeing, he's paying an X price towards it. So now what you did was, you kept the conversation open. The entire conversation was open the whole time. You had those open-ended talk. So there was nothing where the customer was feeling that, he's lost, or there is nobody who's helping you. Keep the conversation open, let the customer talk, let you talk, and then automatically you will come to a deal. And immediately after all of this, the customer would say, okay, fine, let's go with option 1. Why? Because he understood that whatever he is paying, there is a price to it, and that is the right decision that he's making. And just like that, the sale is converted, like the lead is converted, and that's how the sale happens. Now, let's look at the other scenario. Same situation, same customer, everything remains the same. It's just that now there is no sale here. So when I say this, again, the same customer says, I'm looking for flights for Dubai. And like I said, the flow would remain the same. The effort would remain the same. The structure would remain the same. You ask for preferences, you will give him options and all of it. Up to this point, both conversations are identical, because of course, even, you don't know in the first call that whether it's a sale or it's a no sale. So everything will just remain the same. But the minute customer says, okay, I think, I don't know which one to choose, I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Now, this is where the situation changes. Now, because you all have seen so many of my videos, me talking about constantly about the efforts, about how different you can think, how your spontaneous decision or your spontaneous talk can actually convert the customer. Now what happens is the minute somebody says that I'll think about it and I'll get back to you later, the agent on the other hand is silent because now we don't know what to do. Like, what am I to tell this? What am I supposed to tell this customer? He's just said that he will get back to me. But that is where the difference lies. Because this is where most people start thinking that the customer is still interested. Maybe he will just speak to his family and he'll get back to me. But something has already changed. See, now this is what I'm trying to tell you. In your mind, the customer is interested because he said he will get back to you. But when you see from the customer's point of view, something has already changed. He's already made up his mind that he would not want to take a ticket with you. He would rather go and find something else on his own, or he will go with some other agent. But these are all subtle hints which we do not cater to, which we do not understand at that point in time when you are on the call. I am telling you from my experiences, and you guys are lucky that there is somebody who is sharing their life experiences with you, so that you all don't have to make the same mistake to learn these things. You all can rather learn it from somebody else's mistakes. Now here, what went wrong? If you actually see, you handled everything perfectly right, because like I said, both the conversations were identical. So everything was handled correctly. But the only one thing which was missed was the decision was never anchored, which means you never took charge of the customer's decision. You never led the conversation. You let the customer slip away slowly, and then he just lost. He lost you. He lost the connection with you. He couldn't make any sense with whatever you were trying to tell after that, because in his mind, he's already prepared that I am done with this lady or with this guy, and I will not want to come back to him. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that your small mistakes, like I started in the, when I started the video, I told you that mistakes are so small that you will not even realize, but then they happen. Now, instead of, sure, take your own time, or you can discuss with your wife and come back to me, or I can give you a call in 2 hours or 3 hours, you can rather, try to help him. Like, you can just tell him that, just to help you decide, what I can do is, this option actually which you've chosen right now is currently one of the better priced ones for your dates. I'll tell you why. Because like you have all of these things, like all the shorter layover, the direct flight, and everything, whatever you have for that particular price, the dates and the prices and everything, you can might as well, what you can tell him is that, would you like me to hold on to this and check similar ones before it changes? Can I just hold for this fare and this flight before I check for something else? So if you want that, see, immediately the mindset has changed. I have told customer that this is the best thing. So let's just hold on to this particular fare. Let's just, because of course, when you're doing the training, you will understand the fare log policy also. So let's just do a fare log. And if not fare log, at least I can reserve this. I can hold on to this seat, to this flight, and then we can also look at some other alternatives. Now, if you see this decision has context, because I gave him the context. Okay, it has urgency because I told him that this is the best that we have, but at the same time we can also check others, and if we do not find anything, we can always go ahead with this. It also has direction, which is the important thing, because if you do not give any direction to any call or to the conversation, the customer is gone. Now, if you look at both the conversations, nothing major changed, right? Because if you see right from A till the Z, everything was just the same. Nothing major happened. No big mistake happened. But yet, one had guided decisions and the other had delayed decisions. So, most sales, when I say, do not fail because of rejection. Like I've been telling you, that sales never fail because of rejection. They fail because the decision was left open. When I say left open, like in this case, where, if I could have just let the customer go that, okay, fine, you can speak to your wife and you can decide. The decision was left open. And once that happens, the conversation slowly disappears, because now the customer has enough room to ghost you, to go to the market, check different prices, look at everything. So this is how the sales are made at Dreamport, right from the first call till the last. So I hope you enjoy this video, you start learning a lot of things, and please let me know what should I come up with next, which can help you guys to stay more at Dreamport and to connect with me more. Until then, please write your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and please like, share and subscribe, and let me know what is the next thing that you want me to talk on. Until then, this is your host Arpita signing off with Dreamport Journey with Arpita. See you in the next one. Bye.